Dear friends, it's the 10th of March today. Yeah, need a shave and need a haircut. Um, Not looking too military these days. Yes, I am a metalhead. I do like Metallica back from when I was a teenager and on. Very sad to see that the band has come out on the side of the machine that they supposedly wrote songs against, because they are part of the collective now. And on the Ukrainian side, groupthink of the Western elites. Because you get to a certain point, and your brains get mashed by cash and fame to a point where you stop critically thinking. Not everybody, but the vast majority. So today I'm going to talk to you about Bakhmut, Artyomovsk. Uh, no, we're not losing 40, 50,000, 100,000 troops. Quite the opposite. And the reason Russia is taking its very, very sweet time to take Artyomovsk is because there has never, I don't think, ever been a better created kill sack than Artyomovsk. We're smothering the Ukrainian army, or hanging their guts all over every post at a rate of about 7 to 8 Yukis and Western Mercs to one of ours. There was an interesting article in a Western magazine. I think it was Newsweek or New York Times, where they interviewed one of the drivers, a truck driver that was bringing in recruits. Or by recruits, I mean guys that just grabbed off the streets, didn't give them any training whatsoever, or very minimal training. One time, how to operate an AK, a couple of magazines, and they shoved them down there to hold the line. He says, he brings in these guys in the morning, and he takes out 200s and 300s in the evening. 200 is the Soviet and Russian and everybody else uses it. Is a 200 is the code for dead, for corpse. 300 is the code for wounded. So he's basically he's bringing them in the morning and taking them out in the evening, or pieces of them in the evening. And the average lifespan of these untrained guys is between 4 to 5 hours. So yeah, there's absolutely no reason for Russian forces to hurry anything along. As long as Ukraine keeps shoving in more meat into the cauldron, we'll just keep cooking the cauldron, the stew. And the stew is overflowing. Corpses all over the place because these guys are getting destroyed. The main doorway in is also being shut up because there's only one road left, and it's under direct artillery and direct barrel artillery, so you don't even have to do indirect fire. Just take out what's coming in. And now that the ground is unfrozen, any Ukrainian equipment that's in there isn't getting out either. So keep pumping them in, keep pumping that equipment in. And the best part is, Ukraine is already pulled in because Zelensky said, nope, we're not leaving, no matter what Lloyd Austin or anybody else has said, that it's no longer strategic. It is actually a very strategic point. And from that strategic point is going to open up a very big flower in multiple directions. They're not going to be able to contain. They already can't contain it. It's just, again, if Russia really at this point wanted to take Bakhmut, they could, or just really just go around it, because of both sides, both flanks are fully open, and you could just go around it. But why? You keep the door in, and they keep shoveling meat. They just keep blowing the meat up, because the Russian side is firing on an average of 60,000 rounds a day, different calibers, but 60,000 artillery rounds a day. Ukraine, with the support of all of NATO, can fire back about 4 to 5. Maybe they get on a good day up to 10. And there's shell hunger. They're running out of shells. In fact, Biden's now pulling shells from active duty American units and depots. So no more force protection, which can't even fire an artillery round, because there aren't any. American manufacturing isn't nearly what it used to be. In fact, it's a shadow of what it used to be. Just like we watched another train in West Virginia full of diesel go off rails earlier this week and contaminate another river. And if you haven't heard about it, it's because you happen to be in America, because your media doesn't tell you shit. And it's to keep you dumb and happy. Well, at least dumb and content enough to keep shelling out cash for a little dictator in a country you can't even find on a map, while your own country falls apart and it's shit. And you think the Republicans are any better, they're not. You're ruled by a cabal. If you haven't figured that one out yet, welcome to the reality of it. Everyone else sees it. Yes, most of the European leaders are nothing more than vassals of that cabal, and they know it. So something to think about. Ukraine pulled in this week, did a modified counterattack or a limited counterattack with some of those reserves that are supposed to be for that vaunted spring offensive. So this is even better because it's pulling in unreadied reserves that are getting getting ground up into burger on the flanks of the encirclement, and with luck this week they'll throw in the vast majority of their reserves, so there won't be a spring offensive. This will be the spring offensive, unreadied and piecemeal, and they'll get exterminated just like whatever else that goes in there. And the only way any Ukrainians get out of this alive that are in Ukraine is surrender. If they're too stupid to surrender, they die or become invalids and are tossed on the street because the government, Ukrainian government, just doesn't give a damn and never did give a damn about them. So once they're no longer active, but there's also an interesting thing that portions of Artyomovsk that have been liberated is the size of the black market organ clinics that were operating there. Lots of wounded Ukrainians that never quite made it off the operating table. Their organs did. Big market. And Ukraine's so liberalized the laws as far as transplantology that the commander can give consent to his dying soldiers will give up their organs. Yeah, no corruption possibilities there. So let's think about that. Go with God.